For mountain power, the Gorbel Easy Arm has been a game changer. It has changed the work expectation, the productivity, worker satisfaction. I'm Dan Davis. I'm the general manager at Mountain Power Hydraulics. We are a manufacturer of custom welded mobile hydraulic cylinders. We've been in business over 30 years. We employ over 40 people, and in our production we have multiple heavy lift products. We have always had and continue to have jib cranes, but there's a certain clumsiness and range of motion required to exercise and articulate parts.
Mountain Power Hydraulics came to me because they were using slings with hoists for some of their heavier cylinders, in the 250-pound range. For the 50-pound range cylinders, it became easier for them to just lift it and put it into the machines. It was, causing their back problems. They had elbow problems, shoulder problems.
When Jen from Technical Products came in and demonstrated the Easy Arm for us and the lifting capabilities to float, with its ability to articulate parts in very small spaces and very easily in essentially what is weightless, immediately we ruled out all other products. We have 3 Easy Arms at the current time, looking for more. We added these into our production environment 2 years now, and have seen a reduction in injury, reduction in turnover, and productivity gains because we're not dealing with fatigue on a daily basis as well in our production floor. Our lifts, as we're nearing assembly areas, can be up to 250 pounds for each half of the products we're working with. Routinely, we have 50-pound lifts on a daily basis here. And while 50 pounds may or may not sound like a lot if you go to a gym, I would challenge anybody at a gym to do this 8 hours a day and hundreds of times in a day. So many of our people are what we might call industrial athletes. The Easy Arm comes into play in a big way for that injury reduction, and again, that fatigue, our total productivity that occurs in a day and over the week. Because by the end of the week, we would see people fatiguing, and now you see them leaning on totes and on equipment, and you can see the exhaustion occurring from what seems like an easy lift. It takes its toll on people. The Easy Arm eliminated or reduced the toll we have on our work. One of the main advantages of the Gorbel Easy Arm that we hadn't experienced before is with the float mode on the control of the product. We can control and move the loads in what is a very intuitive way without the feeling of the weight, just through the hand grip, and the ability to articulate and move straight paths in and out of machines and work areas and storage and accumulating totes we did not have with the jib cranes.
With the G-Force, it's very similar to actually lifting it with your own hand with the dexterity it offers. So they're not tempted to lift that 50-pound cylinder.
One of the features that I actually like, there's a display that says how much a cylinder weighs, and actually really puts into perspective how much physical toll I'm taking over time. And I am relatively strong. Moving cylinders around isn't too much of a hassle, but once that Easy Arm got here, made the tasks much easier.
Again, that fatigue and weight is off of the operator now. It's been a very positive change.